Good evening. It is Monday night on NTV, so it can only be the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Good evening to you. We've got football, and Rashid to talk this evening about himself, his team, and everything else that happened in the League Cup Round 2. And we're going to kick straight off, and I'm going to say no more, with London Tigers v St Catherine's. Tigers, who have been doing what they do in the league. St Catherine's doing what they always do in the league, and that's stop, start. But could they change fortunes in this battle? We've got highlights from the game yesterday. London Tigers v St Catherine's, round 2 of the ILFL League Cup. And there it was. Pretty much as we expected, London Tigers to beat St Catherine's by 2-0, or was it? That looked like a pretty laboured Tigers side. I'm going to turn to you, Nanny, because you're one of those who always backs them and backs their quality and their never say die attitude. But that looked like a pretty laboured London Tigers to me.
It did. If you look at it, St Catherine's is usually, as you mentioned earlier, on start, stop. But okay, they may have lost the game against Tigers, but 2-0, losing against Tigers against, 2-0 score, I think that's quite an accomplishment for St Catherine's. It's got to be. If you look at it, St Catherine's haven't been doing very well recently, and they're in the first division as well. So if you look at it in that sense, I think St Catherine's actually got away with just a 2-0 loss against Tigers.
Let's try and switch it a little bit and say that maybe London Tigers are just doing enough to get themselves through the early part of the season, the preliminary rounds of the Cups, and when it gets down to the business, then maybe things will start to improve.
It probably would, but I don't see Tigers as a team that would take any risks. As mentioned before, over and over again, they're one of the Cup specialists, and they like winning the Cup games all the time. But it's not a team that I would see as taking any risks at all. I think winning 2-0 against St Catherine's may have been just an odd occasion, but I think they should have scored a few more goals, definitely.
Rashid, I mean, again, we have this conversation about London Tigers, and I don't want to dwell on them too much, but it's almost like they're lulling us into a false sense of security about themselves. This is not the same Tigers that we know.
It's not. The feedback, I wasn't at the game, so the feedback I got was St Catherine's gave 100%, but at the end, Tigers' quality showed and they won the game. They didn't play the best football. And I think it'll be interesting to see in the next round, once we got the big boys in the next round, and when they compete against likes of Stepney, West End, other clubs, then we can get to see the true quality of Tigers. Can they obviously sustain and go for the Cup itself? I think it'll be interesting to see next round draws, and once they play against bigger clubs. Because we've seen them play in the Premiership, likes of Stepney, West End, they weren't convincing. With St Catherine's, yes, they had the quality, but I'd like to see against bigger clubs, can they actually maintain that level of football?
We talk about the teams getting through to the next round of the Cup, and there are 6 teams that are through to the next round. Let's run through the results very quickly of the ILFL League Cup Round 2. I'm going to start from the bottom of this caption because West End did to Tower Hamlets B what Tower Hamlets B did to somebody else the week before. 13-1. You are well and truly out of the Cup, Tower Hamlets. Stepney versus SCTA, that was the other pretty big game in the round, and by all accounts, it was neck and neck, went right down to the wire. In fact, Stepney scored quite early in that game and managed to hold on and beat SCTA 1-0. But again, credit to the First Division team who look like being a Premier Division team next season. But Stepney are through, big boys are through. London Tigers beating St Catherine's by 2-0. We've seen Leytonstone and Side, the other 2 Premier Division teams, Leytonstone winning that bargain basement draw, if you like, by 3-2, and they go into the next round of the Cup. Bow very slowly beginning to impress on me. I'm liking what Bow are doing this season. They beat Burdett by 3-1, and by no means, I don't think they're going to be an easy draw in the next round of the Cup. But we come to the top, and this is the one, sound the fanfare, because Beaumont Youth beat Reach Out by 2-1, and we have to sound a fanfare for that one because Reach Out have been the standout team of the season so far. So for Beaumont Youth to do what they did, credit to them. And I mean, I know we're going to talk more about it in the second part of the show, Rashid, but very quickly summing up, a great result.
A massive result. We've seen what Reach Out's done to a lot of the teams in the division and the Cups early in the season. It was a classic case of David v. Goliath situation. I'm sure the boys are here, the managers here as well. They can give you more in-depth details, but it was a massive, a genuine Cup upset because I think Reach Out were far superior team than expected. Being the underdog with Beaumont Youth gave 100%, and it shows on the day anything can be done, anyone can win.
The boys to my right are here. We've tried to suppress them from smiling, but as you can see, they just can't stop themselves. Good result. Still smiling from that, Chucks, don't you?
Yep. It was very good result. And in regards to what Rashid just said, I mean, we went with a mentality of nothing to lose. I mean, Absolutely. We're going to go out there, enjoy the day. A lot of the boys are still young, so drew that into their mind, enjoy a cup day, but at the same time, you know, we believed after half time. We said, you know, this game's for the taking, and we knew quite a lot about Reach Out, just from what Rashid tells us and how you've been speaking about them on the show. But the boys went all the way beyond that line, the finishing line. So.
Absolutely. Well done to Manoj. What position do you play in the team?
I'm the goalkeeper.
You are the goalkeeper, so were you under it a little bit? I mean, how did it feel when you saw that team coming out and, you know, you'd heard all about them? Tell us from your point of view what it was like.
Well, we knew it was going to be a tough game. Like you've been saying, that they are a really good side. And of course, as a goalkeeper, you don't want to concede. You know, you just got to try your best. We know it's going to be hard, and we pulled off a result. And we are super happy that we're going to be through to the next round.
So, as a team now, down there in the lower divisions, and you've got this result against Reach Out, what could you learn from a game like this against an impressive team such as them?
That, you know, we are a tough side. We are putting our foot down. We're proving that we can beat the big boys. So, any team, don't take us for granted, because we can pull off a result.
I love that fighting talk. That almost sounds like somebody on my left talking there. But Nanu, fair to say, Reach Out. They're not going to like this. They're not going to like being beaten. There is a second part to come against Beaumont Youth in another cup. Yep. But is this a bit of a stutter for them now, both in league and cup?
I think it is. It's definitely a wake-up call for them. I mean, we've monitored Reach Out from the beginning of the season, and we thought this was one of the teams, you know, it's another SCTA, you know, and they proved to themselves that they're very good and they can beat like the top teams. But I think they're slightly complacent. I mean, it's a cup game as well. It's not a normal league game, and a cup game is up for grabs. It's anyone's, you know, and people really do give it. And as I understand, that Beaumont Youth gave it all their best, and I think that caught Reach Out off guard. It's definitely a wake-up call for them, and I'm sure they're not going to just sit down and just take it on the chin. I'm sure they're going to do something about it. A team like that can't just sit down and say, yeah, okay, we've lost. But yeah, there's going to be some action. I hope so.
And absolutely, and Rashid, we're going to come to you more in the next part of the show, as we are with you when we talk about the other games that took part in the league and all the rest of the highlights and stuff that we usually talk about here on the ILFL Soccer Night Show. We'll be back after this short break.
আপনারা দেখছেন ILFL Soccer Night।